Welcome to the AgileWoW podcast, your trusted partner in Agile, Scrum, artificial intelligence training, coaching, and innovation. AgileWoW is on a mission to build communities, empower professionals, and accelerate the learning curve, one conversation at a time. For more details, you can always visit our website at agilewow.com, drop a note to support@agilewow.com, or even WhatsApp us.
All right, welcome. Today, we're diving deep into the world of large language models. We're going to explore two key techniques, Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or RAG, and fine-tuning that can take a generalist AI and turn it into a razor-sharp expert for exactly what you need.
So we all have access to these incredible LLMs, right? They can write, they can code, they can answer unbelievably complex questions. But, and this is a big but, their knowledge is frozen in time. It's static. And they don't have that deep, niche expertise right out of the box. And that's the big problem we're here to solve today.
Look, if you want to really harness the power of an LLM for a specific business need, whether that's customer support, legal analysis, you name it, the standard, off-the-shelf version just isn't going to cut it. You need to customize it. And that's exactly where these advanced techniques come into play.
Okay, to make this all super clear, let's use an analogy for this entire explainer. Think of Retrieval-Augmented Generation, we'll just call it RAG, as an expert librarian. This librarian doesn't know everything themselves, but they know exactly where to find the absolute latest, most relevant information. On the other hand, fine-tuning is like hiring a world-class specialist tutor to teach the model a deep inherent skill in one specific subject until it becomes second nature.
All right, let's kick things off with our first tool, Retrieval-Augmented Generation. It's time to meet our expert librarian. So what is RAG, really? Well, it's a super clever system that stops the LLM from just relying on its old, outdated memory. When you ask a question, RAG basically says, hold on, and goes to a library of your own documents or websites to find the most current, factual info. This ensures the answers it gives you are fresh and, actually grounded in reality.
And how it works is pretty fascinating. First, it takes your question and turns it into a numerical format. That's the encoding. Then, it uses that code to search your entire knowledge base for the most relevant documents. Now here's the magic step. It takes those documents and attaches them to your original question. Finally, it hands that whole enriched package to the LLM to generate a super accurate, fact-based answer.
So, why would you pick RAG? Well, the advantages are huge. You're getting real-time information, which dramatically boosts accuracy and helps get rid of those weird AI hallucinations. It's also transparent. It can literally show its work by citing sources. And maybe best of all, it's incredibly cost-efficient. You just update your document library, you don't have to go through the expensive process of retraining the entire model.
Just a quick reminder, this explainer is brought to you by AgileWoW. If you're looking to level up your skills, we've got some amazing workshops coming up on product management, agile leadership, and of course, artificial intelligence. You can check them all out on our website, agilewow.com.
Okay, now for our second tool. If RAG is the librarian fetching knowledge, fine-tuning is that specialist tutor we talked about. It's all about ingraining a new skill or even a whole new personality directly into the model itself.
Yeah, fine-tuning is a completely different animal. You're not just giving the model books to read anymore. You're actually sending it back to school. You take a pre-trained model and you train it again, but this time on a smaller, very specific set of data. This process literally rewires the model's internal connections, turning it into a genuine expert with a specific style of communicating. Now, I'm not going to lie, this process is more of a heavy lift. It all starts with carefully collecting and cleaning high-quality data. Then you have to pick the right base model, run the training, which takes a ton of computing power. Then you have to rigorously test its new skills, and finally, you can deploy your newly specialized AI.
So why on earth would you go through all that trouble? Because the payoff is incredible. Fine-tuning gives you absolutely exceptional performance on specialized tasks. The model doesn't just know about your field, it deeply understands the jargon, the nuance, the tone. You can train it to perfectly match your brand's voice or to understand incredibly complex medical or legal concepts.
Okay, so we've got two powerful tools on the table: the librarian for fresh facts and the tutor for deep skills. So which one do you choose? Well, that decision really boils down to what problem you're trying to solve.
Now this slide, right here, this is your cheat sheet. It's pretty simple. If your number one priority is fresh, up-to-the-minute data and being able to prove where an answer came from, RAG is your winner, hands down. But if you need to actually change the model's core behavior, teach it a new skill, or give it a very specific personality, then you need the deep training that only fine-tuning can deliver.
But what if I told you that you don't have to choose? This is where things get really exciting. The most advanced, most powerful AI systems don't see this as an either-or choice. They get the librarian and the tutor to work together.
When you combine these two, you create something amazing. You can fine-tune a model to have this deep, baked-in understanding of a subject, and then use RAG to give that expert model a live feed of real-time data. It's truly the best of both worlds. You get deep expertise combined with up-to-the-second knowledge.
A brilliant example of this synergy is a new technique called RAFT. That's Retrieval-Augmented Fine-Tuning. This method actually trains the model on how to be better at using the documents it retrieves. So it's not just getting research from the librarian, it's learning how to become a world-class researcher itself, thinking critically about the evidence it's given.
So let's make this real. In finance, you could fine-tune a model on decades of your company's private data so it becomes a master of risk assessment. Then, you use RAG to feed it live stock market news and press releases. Bam! Real-time, deeply informed decisions.
Or think about healthcare. A model can be fine-tuned on mountains of medical journals to help doctors with diagnoses. But then, RAG can give that same model the absolute latest treatment protocols or new drug warnings, making sure patient care is always based on current information.
And for all you software developers out there, this is a total game changer. Imagine fine-tuning a model on your company's entire private code base so it deeply understands your internal architecture and coding standards. Then you use RAG to pull in the latest API documentation while it's writing new code for you. It's hyper-specialized and hyper-current. And speaking of staying on the cutting edge, a fantastic way to keep learning and growing is to connect with a community. That's why we at AgileWoW regularly host free meetups like Scrum Day India and AI Dev Day. If you're looking for a space to learn and innovate, we're building exactly that.
So as we wrap up, you see the choice isn't really RAG or fine-tuning. The real, more powerful question you should be asking yourself is, what amazing problem am I trying to solve? Understanding how to wield these tools, separately and together, is the key to engineering the next generation of truly intelligent systems. So, what will you build?
Thanks for tuning into the podcast, supported by AgileWoW. If you enjoyed this, please make sure to follow the podcast, leave us a review, and share it with your team. And if you want to advance your own Agile journey, check out AgileWoW's upcoming trainings, events, and workshops. They're all designed to help you grow faster, smarter, and together. Until next time, stay agile, stay curious.